Welcome back to another live video. I don't know why I'm doing these because I don't have much to talk about. I mean, there's a lot of things going on, but this live thing is just, it's fun to a point because I you know, people want to message me or anything like that. They can ask questions and we can, let me turn that down. So, I know I like to watch myself over here to see if I see any kind of errors or mistakes or anything like that. But there's been a lot of stuff going on this week in crypto. I'd be an idiot to say there wasn't, but to say there's a lot of things to talk about. You know, I have some notes here going over a couple of things. I hope everybody's doing well. My channel finally hit 4,000 watch hours. So for all those people who watched the long, hour-long boring videos, I want to personally thank y'all, because if anybody knows anything about YouTube, you don't really get any kind of compensation for the ads that pop up. So anybody who's watched any videos in the last year that I've started this YouTube channel, and you had to sit there and watch these ads, I didn't get any compensation for it. Not that I created this channel for that, but hey, it would have been nice that while y'all were trapped here waiting for the how-to video or something like that, I could have got 37 cents for it. So now I'll actually see a little bit of revenue with that, and that will help out a lot because as I've told y'all before, I haven't been really working overtime and doing all my other stuff and hitting my side business as much as possible because I've been concentrating so much on this YouTube thing. So I don't know what's making sound from Discord. So again, thank y'all very much for that. I appreciate it. And let's get on with the video. So I hope everybody out there is doing well. I don't know why I want you to create a channel to join the chat. Not set up. I don't know. But I'm looking through my options here to see if I can turn on chat, because it appears that for some reason the chat on YouTube is not working. I don't know. I don't know why that is. YouTube. What can I say? This is something I have to look into for next time. It's not going to be fun if people can't chat. That's the whole part of the reason I do this. So anyway, let's talk about a couple of things. So first of all, just because y'all know I get on my, bandwagon sometimes, whatever you want to call it, but I have been really reading a lot about SoarChain lately. For those who did not see it, I did a video, I think it was Tuesday, and I did a video on SoarChain. It's weird just seeing myself on two different things right now. So yes, I did a video on SoarChain, talked about some different things with it, compared it to the Demo Macaron. And, whether or not y'all want to make fun of me or whatever, but part of it also is when I start seeing other YouTubers kind of getting on board and they're pushing it also, usually that means that something special is coming. It's one thing when you see some kind of obscure project that nobody really else talks about, or I might be the only one talking about it, or they might be the only one talking about it, but I'm seeing more and more videos. So I'm wondering if there's a lot more behind the scenes stuff going on that maybe I'm not privy to, or that I don't do enough research to find out about it. But I know they're supposed to be taking their steps soon with airdrops. And that's why I did this video. Is I know a lot of y'all like airdrops. A lot of y'all, just from talking in the Facebook group, look, if y'all not in my Facebook group, please look in the description later for the Facebook group link. And please get in that Facebook group because we're trying to do more and more to that. Also in my Twitter. So the Grumpy Dad 56, or it might be Grumpy Dad 56. So yeah, Grumpy Dad 56 is my Twitter. So y'all can jump into that also. And I'm trying to post more things in that also to keep y'all up. But one thing that we talked about is, and that y'all have told me about is, y'all like whenever you can stake and get some pretty decent percentages. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know what the exact percentage is of Sword Chain, but the way I looked at it is you can't do anything with that token right now anyway. It's all testnet tokens. So I'm riding around a lot. I'm on the road a lot right now with things going on at work. I'm going even to a convention, which is about 4 hours away, 3.5, 4 hours away. Back to Lake Charles, if y'all saw my video last Saturday. And it's 3-hour ride there, plus, you know, whatever I drive around while I'm there, and then 3-hour ride back. And I'm going to be running Sword Chain in the vehicle, of course. But what I've been doing is basically every day, I've been collecting those Sword Chain tokens, those, they call them T-Sword tokens now, and I'm staking them now on the validator. And I told y'all I was really pushing, because I know him, I personally know him, and on Dash Tech. So when you go to the app for Sword Chain, you can go to the validator to stake it, and then you can pick from a list. Hey, this is a guy who's been in several projects with us, and somebody I've talked to through Discord a lot. I trust him. Have I ever personally met him? No. But have you ever personally met anybody else you're validating with or staking with? But I also know Big Maxi, who, for anybody who's in Wingbits, y'all see Big Maxi in there. Big Maxi was also in the previous projects with us also. And I trust him. Big Maxi helped him set this up. So my point is, right now you can't do anything with them tokens, so why not stake them and just make some extra tokens? I know I've gotten, you know, a couple of tokens back already in 48 hours that I've been staking. So, hey, I'm making some rewards from it. We don't know what the price is going to be. None of this is financial advice, but something y'all might want to look at. But I think Sword Chain is going to do some good things. I see a lot of YouTubers trying to compare this to Demo. I don't, you know, I get scared trying to compare certain projects like that. But we do know that people made very, very good money with Demo in the beginning. Demo is a very good project. I've discussed it on my Monday videos when I go over all the projects that we're in right now. And I will say that Demo was making very good money at first. The price has been down a little bit. We know that the price of Demo has gone down with this dip. And we're going to talk about those pricing in a little bit. But for right now, Demo had a little bit of increase. It was up to 29 cents. But, you know, whatever day we did our Monday video, whatever day that was, I don't know what day of the week we are now. But Demo has kind of had this steady slide down. People are asking me still, like, would I had actually a guy who contacted me last night saying he has a fleet of vehicles and he wants to start putting devices in his fleet of vehicles that he has for work. What would I suggest? I think Demo is a promising project. Let me say, if I can say that first. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. I think it has good promise and everything like that. But you can't ignore the fact that since it's hit its peak up here in March 11th, you see what direction it's going, even though a lot of other crypto has gone kind of a different way. There's more and more devices coming online. So did you kind of miss the boat on Ford's rewards? You know, I compare this to like Helium IoT. I still think the Helium IoT network, the network has good promise to it. You got Demo using it. You got WeatherXM, and you have other projects that are using it. But on the mining aspect, as far as profitability, when you have to pay for the stuff that you do, I still am upset with the way Helium has treated those people that own miners that got them to where they are now. I know I'm getting way off key, but follow me. Demo is the same thing. Demo has a lot of devices that are being issued to people. There's, you know, 2,000. At one time it was 5,000 every week. You know, that's 20,000 new devices a month. Last I checked, it was about 2,000. So you still got 8,000 a month right now that are getting put online. When those keep going online, rewards keep going down. Sword chain motus, me personally, not financial advice, I think you're early enough. You're not even on mainnet yet. There's nowhere close to that many devices online. So I told him, if you can be patient and you can try to get, I think he had like 20 cars, 15, 20 cars, and somehow try to get a hold of 15 to 20 cars, 20 sword chain devices, I think it's the good time. I said, now, can you trust your drivers to have to connect to that every time? I don't know. I don't know. So we'll see. I told him, you know, Hive Mapper, depending on what area he was in, he didn't tell me exactly where he was. I told him go to Hive Mapper. It's gonna cost not a little more, it's gonna cost a decent more. But if the areas that they're serving, if all those roads have not been mapped, Hive Mapper might be something he wants to look into. Because despite what some people have said, I'm still looking at videos, I'm still discussing with people who I can reach out to. And if you have roads that have not been mapped yet, Hive Mapper is still making very, 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 very good rewards. Somebody put something on Twitter or a poll or something, either on Twitter or on YouTube, about, you know, has your Hive Mapper, you know, rewards been going down? And a lot of people said yes. But when you looked into a little bit more, it's because all the roads have been mapped and they're going over the same roads over and over and over again. So that's something that needs to be included in that. I have a Hive Mapper B that is still on its way, supposedly. Should be here July, August. It says Q3. I keep watching the map, and there's a lot of area around me that has never been mapped or touched. I'm thinking about just giving it to my son and tell him go drive around. I'll pay for the gas. Go drive around and map some stuff for me and give him a little bit of reward or something like that, because I don't have time to go drive it all. But you know, I think I used to do Uber years ago. It helped pay for my daughter's travel stuff, and just it was some extra income. And some of it was fun, just meeting people from different areas of the world, different areas of the United States. Jazz Fest. I was driving people from Jazz Fest, if y'all are familiar with that in New Orleans area, to downtown New Orleans where the airports were. It was, you know, 10, 15 miles, and I was making $75 a ride in my pocket. I don't know what they were paying actually Uber or Lyft, but $75 a ride. St. Patrick's Day parade, it was $65 a ride. That was my first weekend I ever worked Uber. And at $65, I cleaned up. I was ready to quit my real job. And then the next weekend, when there was nothing going on in the city, it was bad. Yeah, Uber Lyft was great until somebody puked in my wife's brand new car. Then my Uber career was over with. My point I'm getting at with all that is, if you're running Demo and you're running Hive Mapper and you're running a Hive Mapper side window camera, and you're running Sword Chain, these Uber drivers got to be cleaning house, cleaning up, and reading the forums and reading the different things I do. I think they are cleaning up on that. And that's what I explained to this guy. If he can trust his drivers to download the Hive Mapper after, I think he could do very well if there's unmapped roads that they will be hitting. I think Sword Chain is early enough that he needs to give it a chance. Again, if he can get the devices. You know, for those who might be interested, you know, I have, for the Sword Chain website, I have a code for that, you know. So in the, I think it's the Grumpy Dad is the code for it. It'll be in the description below. But that gives you 10% off maybe. So it takes a little bit off, then you pay shipping. But still, you can still get one of them devices for under $100. And for passive income, DEPIN projects that get a device for under $100, I think that's good. What else? So it's no secret that we've seen Bitcoin take a, you know what, and not that this is the time to be bragging or anything like that, but let me see. So we can see here that Bitcoin is down to 59,000. Not that this is the time to be bragging, but I have been trying to prepare people for months. And what I really want to do is, I know like some people, YouTube, like Tyler, I know I follow Tyler a lot, even George sometimes. They like to go back to the videos just to kind of show people, especially when you have haters, that people think you don't know what you're talking about, and show the videos of when you predicted some of the stuff. And I really wanted to do that for this video, is I wanted to go back to some of my videos back in January, February. I even did a short telling people, watch out during the halving, right before, right after the halving, you're going to see a decent dump. And one of the lives or one of my other videos, I even went through some of the percentages and gave some numbers, but I have been saying in multiple videos, $56,000 to $58,000. 56, and I have been calling it and calling it and calling it and trying to prepare people. And you got people who still think that, you know, they can't believe that this has happened. Can't believe this has happened. You know, so now you're starting to see resistance up here, 59,000, 59.4 and stuff like that. You know, where do I think it's going to go from here? I don't know. I know for the first time when I was watching George earlier, he discussed in length how this is the first time you've seen BlackRock have an outflow of ETFs. And I've told y'all before over and over, not that y'all come to me for TA advice, but for how much the ETF helps us, it also hurts us. And he actually explained this too. People are always hearing about how volatile Bitcoin is. And the problem comes in is when Bitcoin starts doing this and starts coming all the way down like this, people start panicking. You know, you went in 2 days, you went from 64.6 to 56,000. My college math fails me, but I think that's about $8,000. And I think people panicked, and especially right here, people are panicking. I'm sure some shorts got liquidated, the longs got liquidated, and all the stuff like that, because people try to play this game and try to guess the market and all that stuff like that. But you got panic selling that's happening, and it's sad that this is what's happening. When, you know, everybody thought the ETFs were going to be so great, but you have to always remember ETFs bringing new people in, and you got some people who are very wary but trying this for the first time, and this is what's going to happen. So, you know, another thing that I discussed with y'all at length over and over is, let's get rid of this, is back in 2020, when you had your halving, it took about 5 months from when you had your halving to when you started seeing this parabolic move right here. 5 months. 5 months for us now, you're looking at September, October. Back in the previous halving, which was what, 2016, you actually had the same type of thing. You actually had about 9 months before you really started seeing some kind of ballistic move to the upside. So I've told you all this. We discussed this in some of my previous videos, that people who just are listening to rhetoric for the first time of, hey, this halving's coming, everything's going to go ballistic, everything's going to go crazy. You can't go by that, because it doesn't happen right at the halving. And I've been seeing a lot of stuff on social media where these people are going crazy because the halving occurred. Why is my Bitcoin not $85,000, $100,000? And it doesn't happen that fast. You have this huge shock that just occurred to your miners, their rewards, and different things like that. And they are in shock. They're hurting. Some of them said they prepared for it. I don't think they all did, but hey, I don't know. So Ethereum, you know, Ethereum's been kind of sideways, really. You know, it fell early. This is the 15-minute. Here's the 1 hour. So, you know, it did come down over several days. The one that I get excited about the most, and I keep telling you all over and over again, because I made really good money, but it seems like people don't learn their lessons, is Solana. Solana was up here at $160 and dropped to $118. And I'm still seeing how people are in these social media places and different things like that talking about how Solana is failing because of the transactions and all this stuff like that. And we have to you take your profit now, get out of Solana. And people are stupid. I had people who argued with me over and over when Solana was $8 and $10. And I tried telling everybody in these groups, you got to start grabbing Solana because all these projects are already on it. And he sat there and ridiculed me, called me names. I don't know what I'm talking about. And let's look at me now. I converted even more of my IoT because y'all know I have several 100,000 of IoT. Every day I'm converting my IoT every day when I'm playing Call of Duty in the evening. And that game's getting ruined fast, but I won't get on that tangent. But every day when I play Call of Duty in the evening, I download my IoT. I'm getting 7,000 to 8,000 IoT, and majority, like almost every night, I'm doing 100% of it going into Solana, especially when it was down here, and even back here. All this. Sometimes I'll take a little bit of it and put it into HNT because hey, I still think HNT. Those networks and those projects, and that's the same thing. I see people making fun of it. I see people having issues, like complaining about it and stuff like that. And I'm like, why? These projects are still here. What's the issue? You know the cellular stuff's still here. That ain't going nowhere. Do I think it gets back to $40, $50? I don't know. But what if it goes to 20? That's still a 4X and 5X in your money. Down here, $3. I moved IoT into, and don't get me wrong, my IoT was down some too, but I accumulated H&T down here. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. And it's up already, $5. I haven't doubled my money just quite yet. Give me another couple of days if it goes right here. Then people, I keep trying to say is you can't put your heart into this. You don't have to love the network. You don't have to love the project. You just have to love the coin or the making of the money, if that makes sense. I know y'all have heard that before, and I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I know I'm into Vet's still in this 3.5 thing since Gala don't know what it wants to do either. I have not been accumulating any more Gala lately. Adam's got this tokenomic issue that I was really not aware of. I have been accumulating and DCA into Adam for a long time. I've kind of slowed down on that just strictly because of the tokenomics, and they either got to start burning some tokens or doing something because they have a lot of tokens now. This was $40, $50 at the last bull cycle. If it goes back to $40, $50, I'll be ecstatic and I'm taking profit. I'm telling you that right now. I bought so much at this lower level during the bear market that if it gets to $40 and I'm 4Xing or 5Xing my money, I'm taking that out. I'm not going to sit here and like I did in the past and get hurt watching after bull market finishes and watching my portfolio and Exodus drop 90%. That was painful. And I'm not going to do it. So, another coin that I don't really talk about a lot on here is Luna Classic. For those who have seen my shorts, Luna Classic, I burn every first of the month. I burn 25,000 out of my rewards. I have close to 15 or 16, 17,000, 17 million. I can't remember exactly because I have it spread out, but I have that staked. And the first 25,000 each month, I take those rewards, put them on the side in my wallet. And then after that 25,000 is on the side, anything else, I'll put right back into the Happy Caddy crypto validator that I'm in. And I take that 25,000 and I burn it. We know that is probably not making hardly any dent in any of that. I don't know how much Binance is doing or anything like that, but it's, hey, I bought this stuff when it was way cheaper. And I've already probably like 4X'd my value on it. So if burning more helps it at all, I'm all for it. So that's enough TA for now. I know y'all don't come here for that. Another thing I wanted to hit on is I used to be a huge fan of Vosk, and there are some people that have been giving him a lot of crap lately, and I wanted to share this with y'all because he put this video out today, and I think this is probably one of the most important videos that I think he's put out in a long time. And while some people don't like him, you know, and look, listen, I'll be the first one to say I've talked negative about him lately too, because I think he's gotten away from where he cut his teeth at, so, as they say. I learned a lot of my, I'll call it real mining. You know, what we do with helium and stuff like that is not mining. What I learned, my original mining devices, when I put GPU mining things together and ASICs and stuff like that, I learned it all from him. And when you look at his original videos from 5, 6, 7 years ago, whenever it was, you could tell that's what he was about, helping the little guy try to learn this kind of stuff, the beginning guy. And then he kind of just went off, you know, I don't know if it's because this is his full-time job and he has to make the income. You know, I respect the hustle, but he started kind of going into like some of these weird no-name coins, shilling certain coins and projects that you wondered, like, is he doing this just because, you know, he needs the income? I don't know. But one thing I will give him good props is his Discord is awesome. And there are a lot of knowledgeable people in there. We talked about that in one of the other Discords when we were bringing up Vosk. Was they have some people, some of the people that you see now in projects that we do talk about, you know, Wing Bits and Bit Harvest and some of these other ones, you see those guys come from Vosk, and they've also come from other places in helium and stuff like that. But that his Discord is awesome. But this video that he put out, and I want to say he put it out today, 6 hours ago. I'll put a link to this. Y'all need to watch this. I needed to hear this because I find sometimes we all get a little, you know, I talked about the other day about dealing with regret. If y'all saw my Saturday video a while back, but sometimes I find that we get a little too wrapped up in what we're dealing with. Unless we all have a passion for this, or we wouldn't be doing this stuff like that. And you see people make these comments on Facebook and put these memes up about, you know, you got to spend time with your family today. You won't be here tomorrow. Look, I understand that. I also have to pay the bills today. And for us to live the way we want to live with like softball or with school, my kids be going to college soon. Gotta get them vehicles. Want to take a vacation with your family. My kids will not be living with me forever. 2 or 3 more years from now, they both will be going out the house. I got to do the vacations now. I got to do that kind of stuff now. But to pay for that, you got to work. I joke and I tell people I work 8 days a week, 12 to 14 hours a day. If you would include the time I put in for this YouTube channel on top of my side business, plus my normal 8 to 4 job, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you I'll put, you know, 16 hours in some days. There are days I do regret it because you look back at these pictures with my kids when they were a little bit small, and I don't remember. I don't even know if I was there. There's a part of me that says, and I get emotional when I talk about this, but I justify it to myself because I keep saying, you know, when my kids are older, they'll realize why I wasn't there and a lot of stuff is because I had to do this to provide the life they did, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I love my children. I'll do anything for them and my family and everything else. And I'm sure y'all are the same way. Y'all are doing this, you know, unless you're single, but you're not doing this just for the Lambos and stuff like that. You know, I want my family to be comfortable. I want to be able to go out to eat when my family wants to go out to eat, and I don't have to worry about what's in the checkbook. or if I pay bills or not. They want to go out of town for a weekend, I want to be able to do that. That's what I hope crypto brings to me. But you know, I start to get health issues and different things like that, and you wonder if you're taxing yourself too much. And I have a bad problem with that. I get involved in some of these projects, even before like this YouTube thing or crypto and stuff like that. Like I get involved in these projects at work or as a hobby or with friends or something like that, and I'll just get way too go overboard on them, and you don't realize it when and I'm sure everybody knows something like that, or you might be like that yourself if you want to be honest with you. And I don't know the answer to it. I can sit in and talk about it. Yeah, I know I can get in these long rants like this, but this was a good video. So I would suggest, again, you know, I'll put a link to it. And, you know, he talks about how he hustles and they move up a tax bracket. I had to deal with that this year too. We got a raise at work, and my side business had one of the best years it's ever had. And we moved up the tax bracket. Middle class tax bracket was at 24, 26%, because you made more than was 124, 120, 130,000, whatever it is in the United States. But because I moved up, look, I didn't get that much more income. Don't take it wrong. It was not a lot at all, but it was just enough to get me over that next bracket. And instead of you getting a refund back that you could use for vacation or something like that, or house repairs or anything, now we owe. So by being successful for the last 12 months, now I owe. That sounds fair. I mean, I was paying taxes throughout the whole year. My side business was paying taxes, all this other stuff. And, you know, you get kicked in the testicles because, hey, here comes the IRS. Open the front door and say, can I help you? And then they're like, oh, congratulations on being more successful last year. Let me kick you as hard as I can in the balls. And he talks about that. And that's why I bring that up, is he talks about it. So if y'all get a chance, when y'all 16 minutes long, he don't rant and go as crazy as long as I do and stuff like that. You know, take a look. Maybe it'll help some of y'all. Let's see. One thing I wanted to mention when I was talking about the Luna Classic is I've been seeing, like I said, I don't talk that much about it because I know there's some people out there that got really, really burned and with the original Luna and Terra and all that stuff like that. I wasn't really into it. I held a very little bit of it, so I didn't lose nothing compared to what a lot of people lost. So I don't talk that much about it. But then Luna got reformed into this 2.0, and then there's the Luna Classic side of it. I got Luna Classic because I had a Litecoin miner that was making me a lot of Litecoin, and I took a couple of $100 of it and threw it into Luna Classic when it was really at the bottom. And like I said, that's tripled or quadrupled by now, and that's about it. But Luna itself, you know, Luna Terraformer Labs had to dissolve last July, and that community is really starting to tear itself apart. I think it's going to help Luna Classic. So for those who are in the Luna Classic side, keep your chin up. I think we're going to see some positive action. But the problem with Luna Classic is they start going through the same issue. They start getting, you know, some more volume going through it. They want to go raise the burn tax. Then volume goes down, and they want to get rid of burn tax. And that starts confusing people. And people try to say the reason your volume's going up and down is because of either price of your coin or because Bitcoin's going up and blah, blah, blah. And people don't want to hear it. So, you know, that's all for Luna Classic. So what else we got? BitHarvest Studio. I know they got a lot of things going on behind the scenes right now. They have we talked about it the other day, but they made an announcement as far as, let's see. Y'all know I'm very big on the love potatoes. I've pushed them out to a lot of people. I think I have, I wish I went and counted, but I bet I have 5 or 6 of these deployed out already. Just because they were great pricing. I have a link to them in my descriptions. They're $30, $35. When you compare them to what a pie costs, you're saving a very good amount of money. The only negative to them is that you cannot helium mine with them through Bit Harvest because there's no helium hat on them. So that's one thing you do have to worry about. But if you're not into helium or anything like that, you can then run Bit Harvest on it. Y'all know that I am a big fan of Bit Harvest. You can sit here and let's see if I can do this without breaking anything. Look at that. So this is one of my Bit Harvest devices. For anybody who might have stumbled on my video new, I'm doing additional like advertising stuff. But with Bit Harvest, you can take that one device and you can multi-mine these different projects on. I think they're up to like 9 or 10 projects now. They're also working on, like I said, behind the scenes, but they're working on actual mining of the Bit Harvest Studio token, which is going to be a good thing. Y'all know I'm a big fan of it. I hold it. I've been doing airdrops with it to my followers and stuff like that. But, you know, when you can go to one dashboard like this, and this is what you're paying for. I want to make sure I'm clear with that too. There's a lot of controversy going on, but, you know, with another project right now, because the Bobcat version of this, if you had a Bobcat, where that firmware came from, where it didn't come from, and stuff like that. And one company gives it away for free, but they're not charging you per, you know, if you're using Bobcat or not. Bit Harvest is charging you for the suite that they have put together that allows you to multi-mine all these different programs, you know, and you can sit here and see the different projects that they have here. And for some reason, this is the 1.19 version. I got to see if I can get it updated. But either way, so you have, you know, Wing Bits and Things 1X, Helium, Curecoin, Pi-Fi, Honey Game, Pawns, Grass. And they also released Mist. So with Mist, that's 9. At one time, they were doing Crank, that was 10. And then you're looking at them doing mining, that was 11. So you can do, you know, 10, 11 projects. I know they're working on more behind the scenes. So I'm going to try to do I'm getting more and more of these Bit Harvest devices. I'm up to 6 now. When they get the La Potato done, I'll be at 7 at the very least to do my first one. I'm going to do a how-to video for y'all because I know y'all want a how-to video and everything. And that's where I kind of cut my teeth at. But you can see the different options that Bit Harvest has. And I'm going to do a force update. And we'll see what happens. So that's it. I don't really have too much more. Apparently the chat is broken for some reason. You know, I do the same setup every time through OBS. Set up the live broadcast, you know, early in the morning so that I can push this out to YouTube. Basically, I'm using the same one I used every week. I just change the time and date, and that's it. It pushes it to live, says, you know, like y'all might have saw earlier, notifying y'all that there's a live coming up. Why this time, all of a sudden, can you not chat? I don't know. Because, again, I'm watching it from a different YouTube on a different account, and it's telling me you have to create a channel to join the chat. I don't know where that came from. So I know in the last video I did, the last live, one of the guys said they couldn't chat until the live stream was over with. So I got to figure that out. So you might see some testing coming up tomorrow or over the weekend or something like that. Well, I try to start a little live and then see if the chat gets fixed. I'm going to have to Google it or look into it. Y'all know at my old age, some of the stuff escapes me. One day I'll get I know I keep saying that every video, but one day I'll get my computer finished at my house and I'm going to do some of this from home and it'll be a lot easier. And I can spend more time at home. Like I said, I will be out of town next week, but my plan is to still try to do some type of depending on how everything's going Monday at this conference I'm at a conference for emergency coordinators and stuff like that around the state of Louisiana. And we will do a, you know, we have parties and a party that evening where a bunch of us get together from around the state. A lot of us who are into RF and communications and stuff like that, we talk about our systems and throw and bounce ideas off each other and that kind of stuff like that. And, you know, it's a pretty cool, it's a lot, it's a conference you go to that's a lot about networking, where you get to meet people who do some of the same stuff you do, but from different parts of the state. And where we at in Louisiana, you never know what between the tornadoes we get and the hurricanes we get and any other type of event we get, chemical fires from refineries and stuff, when those networking people that you've met will come into use. So I will say that it's a very good conference. Hoping that I can get the video in on Monday. You know, I was planning on kind of stopping it for a while, but I had a lot of people on my Monday video. I said, you know, it doesn't get as many likes and it doesn't get as many views as some of these other videos do. And I was kind of thinking about changing it up a little bit, doing a different kind of video Mondays. And I had a lot of people reach out saying, please don't do it. They follow it. Hey, it's in chapters. So if you don't want to hear about this video, that video, or this project or that project, you can skip through the chapters. Maybe that's why it doesn't have the same analytics. I don't know. So I'll try to do a video on Monday. Can't promise you anything about the rest of the week, Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday, because I'll just have a laptop with me, and OBS doesn't work for more than one computer, and power or whatever it is that cyber power, whatever it is that I use for editing and stuff, can only be from one computer also. So that means any videos I do while I'm there will have a big watermark logo saying this cheap person didn't pay for this program. I don't want to do that. So with that, I know this is a shorter live. Usually I go over an hour, but like I said, I didn't have that much, you know, it's been a busy day at work. I've been trying to finish up some projects before I go out of town next week, and that has taken a lot of my time up right now. But nothing really big from these projects that I didn't go over Monday, and I don't want to rehash everything on Monday that we did on Monday. So Sword Chain, make sure y'all check out the validator that we spoke about, Dash Tech. Make sure y'all use my code if y'all want to get in Sword Chain. It's not at mainnet yet. If you still buy your device now, you can still get in on their 4X airdrop that's coming. That has been extended because of them getting devices out. So Sword Chain, especially if they get this Bluetooth working correctly out the box like they're talking about, we'll see how to, because that's still just the one pain in the butt thing, but I still find it still has improved greatly compared to what it was when I did my initial videos 2-3 months ago. So Wingbits reached out to me. They actually, they reached out to me asking me about doing it. Are we still gonna do this AMA? Of course, I still want to do the AMA, just with them guys being on the UK side, finding a time that's convenient for both of us I'm trying to work around them because they're doing me a favor by allowing me to interview them for the AMA. So we will get that AMA done. It's just trying to narrow down a time when one person's on the other side of the world. Let me see. Let me look through my list. XNet. I wanted to touch on XNet. I had somebody else ask me about XNet. XNet right now, I'm telling you, I've told y'all before. At one time, they were doing a special where once you downloaded X amount of gigabytes through your device, you got this airdrop or something. And with that airdrop, with the price of what XNet was during that special, you got $100 off. So for the Wi-Fi device that goes inside of your business or something like that, it was $200. You get $100 off when you hit that threshold. For $100, like I told y'all, you get a project, like any of these passive income projects for $100 or less, I would get in on it. That's just me. That's my personal advice for me. What I would do, this is not financial advice, but I'm telling you, I would try the XNet thing. Only if you have a place to put it. Putting it in your house, I see people complain about it, and it's like people keep trying to repeat it and tell them, they don't listen. if you have a place to put it, if you have somebody that owns a gym or a coffee shop that has got a lot of foot traffic, or you work downtown where there's a lot of foot traffic outside or something, then I would seriously consider it. It is no secret that if you put it in your house and you got one or maybe two AT&T phones, you're not going to get enough data to make it worth your while. It's the project is made to offload AT&T cellular data, to get it off the tower, to push it through the network in the offload. They make it no secret. AT&T's looking for partners with that. Verizon's looking for partners with that. T-Mobile's looking for partners with that. It's no secret that's what that they're trying to do, because these cell towers are so overwhelmed. I work with AT&T and FirstNet a lot because they're on my tower. They've described this whole thing to me. So if you have a place to put it, my reason I haven't pulled my trigger is I don't know if I have a place to put it, to be honest with you. I mean, I have friends that own gyms, but they're not really into crypto. I don't want to have to I'm very weary on making host agreements after helium. And I know a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of people as we get into these other projects who say the same thing. Is I burned some friendships and some contacts, business contacts, trying to work out helium because the way how drastically those rewards fell. And I really don't want to work any more host agreements. And trust me, I'm the same way. And it's hard. Like I told you, I had a buddy, I got a buddy in Corpus Christi doing the wing bits for me so I could become the godfather of the Gulf. But in Grand Isle, which is right off the coast of Louisiana, I'd love to put one there because it's a straight shot towards Cuba. All those airlines going across the Gulf, I'd be able to capture. But how do you work any kind of host agreement yet when the project's not paying yet? We understand what testnet means, and it's going to testnet, then mainnet, but they don't understand that. Do you really want to start paying people out of pocket when you have no idea what's going to happen? You know, we don't know. But I really want to XNet. I really want to try XNet. Just to try it. Hey, it wouldn't be the first project I got into that doesn't do good, or it could really take off and do way better. Don't know. Sometimes you got to take a chance. But when I'm seeing some of the people who are in it, a lot of people in it, I feel really positive about that. Weather XM, let's pass on that. Silencio, nothing really moving on. Grass, nothing. GeoNet, anybody want to donate $700 so I can buy a GeoNet? I'm all there. I had one. Why not try for a second? Yep, I got a viewer who has, donated GeoNet or the funds for it, paid for it, and we worked out a little special deal with that just because I have a super hex around me, and I'm sitting here watching the door for the UPS man for 6 weeks, waiting for it to come in. GeoNet, it's hard to say what's going to happen past July 1st because July 1st is the halving with it. But right now, people are making some really, really, really good cheddar with GeoNet. It's something I wish I would have got into a while back. Maybe instead of buying some of these other projects when I had some extra money, when I made all that money on WIF and made all that money on Hulu, and I made that money on Big Red and stuff like that I told you all about. I kind of wish, I have regrets, but I kind of wish I would have took some of that profits and bought a GeoNet. But I'm hard-headed. I didn't want to hear from certain people. But that's a coin that's going up, last I checked. So even with the halving, I think it's still going to be very good. Again, that's my advice to me, not financial advice. Nadix, so I don't know. I'm rambling on. So this is going to be the end of the live, and I'm not entertaining 2020 websites question because I'm just not getting back into that drama. You can bring that drama to Discord. So other than that, everybody have a good evening. I don't know if I'm going to do any kind of videos this weekend just because I got so much going on with me going out of town. I leave early Sunday for that conference. Saturday, I'll probably spend it with my family, so I don't know if I'll be able to do a video. If something comes up with one of these projects or something, I might do one tomorrow. Just so I can do another one before the Monday video, since I don't know what I'm going to be able to do next week. But try to keep y'all up to date on what's going on. Make sure I post some stuff to my Twitter, to the Facebook page. Y'all need info on that. Make sure y'all look in the description. If y'all are watching this video after or even now, please hit the like button. It helps me out a lot. But, you know, the most we had on this live stream was 3 to 4 people watching. But that's every live stream. I don't get upset over that no more, because I know that the live stream, when I go back and look at it from a week from now, we'll end up having 150, 200 people that have viewed it. So, all right. Thank y'all. Have a good evening. See y'all in the next video.